Before you scroll, let me tell you something. Sometimes the coldest hearts are the ones that were broken the deepest, and sometimes, all it takes to melt them, is a man who knows what it means to lose everything. So if stories about redemption, love, and second chances touch your heart, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay till the end, because this one might just change how you see people forever. Ava Langston was known across the city as the Ice Queen. CEO of Langston Enterprises, one of the biggest real estate empires in New York, she built her fortune by being ruthless, decisive, and cold. Her handshake could freeze fire, her words could cut glass, and no one had seen her smile in years. She didn't believe in love anymore. Not after her fiancé left her 5 years ago, the night before their wedding, for her own assistant. Since then, she had buried her heart beneath layers of deadlines, board meetings, and business contracts. Her friends begged her to move on, to go out, to meet someone. But every date ended the same way, disappointment. Until one day, her best friend, Mia, made her a deal. One last blind date, Mia said, sliding her a card across the table at lunch. If it's a disaster, I'll never bother you again. Ava sighed. You know I don't have time for just one, Mia pleaded. He's different. She hated that word, but something in Mia's eyes made her curious. So, reluctantly, she agreed. The date was set for Saturday evening. A small cafe by the river, cozy, quiet, nothing fancy. Not exactly the place billionaires were seen, but that's what made her feel safe. She arrived early, in a sleek black coat, her hair tied in a perfect bun, checking emails while sipping coffee. At exactly 7 p.m., the bell over the door chimed. A man stepped in, tall, worn leather jacket, tired eyes, and a smile that didn't try too hard. He wasn't rich, not by the looks of him. But there was something steady in his gaze. Something real. He walked toward her table. Hi, he said, his voice warm but cautious. You must be Ava. She looked up from her phone, taken aback. You're Daniel. He nodded. Daniel Hayes. She forced a polite smile, mentally preparing herself for another dull evening. But as he sat down, something about him, his calmness, his lack of pretense, made her pause. The first few minutes were awkward. He asked her about her work, and she answered in clipped tones. Then, halfway through dinner, her phone buzzed. A work emergency. She excused herself, stood up, but then stopped. Daniel wasn't checking his phone. He was folding a napkin into a small heart, clumsy, but sweet, for the little girl sitting 2 tables away with her grandmother. The girl giggled, holding up the napkin proudly. Ava found herself, smiling. She hadn't done that in years. When she sat back down, she asked quietly, You have kids? He nodded. One. A boy. 8 years old. His mom passed away 3 years ago. Car accident. Her heart sank. I'm sorry. Don't be, he said softly. She taught me what love looks like before she left. And my son reminds me of her every day. Ava couldn't speak for a moment. For the first time, she didn't know what to say. His honesty disarmed her completely. Over the next hour, something shifted. Daniel didn't ask about her wealth. He didn't care about her title. He asked about her favorite childhood memory, the last time she cried, the happiest thing she'd done just for herself. And Ava, the woman who never let anyone close, started to talk. About losing her parents young. About building her empire alone. About never being enough for anyone except her work. When she finished, he just said, That sounds lonely. No judgment. No pity. Just truth. And that truth hit her harder than anything else. The night ended with a walk by the river. The lights danced on the water, the wind was cold, but for the first time in years, Ava felt warm. He turned to her. You know, Ava, sometimes people build walls not to keep others out, but to see who cares enough to climb over them. Her eyes glistened. No one had ever spoken to her like that. Not like a CEO. Not like a boss. Just like a person. They said goodbye. No promises, no lies. Just a quiet understanding that something had begun. Days turned into weeks. They kept meeting. Coffee at small diners. Walks in the park with his son, Leo. Movie nights at his place, where laughter came easier than breathing. And slowly, the Ice Queen began to melt. Ava started canceling late meetings. She bought Leo a book he wanted. She cooked dinner, badly, but from the heart. Daniel never made her feel less for not knowing how to love, he just showed her how again. But the world wasn't kind. When the media found out that Ava Langston, billionaire CEO, was dating a single dad mechanic, headlines exploded. Her board questioned her. Investors threatened to pull out. And one morning, Daniel saw her on TV, in an interview, denying their relationship. "She's too busy for distractions," the reporter quoted. Daniel didn't call, didn't text. Ava had broken his heart to protect her company, and in doing so, shattered her own. Weeks later, she walked into his garage quietly. He was under a car, hands covered in grease, radio playing softly. When he saw her, he didn't say a word. She took a deep breath. "I lied, because I was scared. Scared of losing what I built. But I realized, I already lost something more important." He looked at her, eyes tired but kind. "You can rebuild a company, Ava. Can you rebuild a heart?" She stepped closer, her voice trembling. "Not without you. And then, something beautiful happened. Leo ran in from the back, holding Ava's hand like she belonged there. Daniel smiled, the same quiet, steady smile she fell for. And finally, after years of ice and pain, Ava Langston felt alive again. Months later, they stood together at a charity event, not as CEO and mechanic but as partners. Ava used her company to fund education for single parents. Daniel helped train unemployed veterans at his garage. Their lives didn't become perfect, but they became real. And that, my friends, is the magic of second chances. Because sometimes, love doesn't come when you're ready. It comes when you've finally stopped pretending that you don't need it. If this story touched your heart, don't just scroll away. Sparkling heart, hit that like button. Speech balloon, comment, believe in second chances. Bell and subscribe for more stories that remind you, it's never too late to love again.